Welcome back to Fullmetal Alchemist Anime Review Part 3. This one we're reviewing the final 24 episodes of the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood anime. Yeah, episodes 41 to 64. Now, these episodes adapt chapters 61, 68, 74, and, 76 at the 108. Yeah, this one does finish up adapting the whole entire manga, which got a price up for doing that. It took me a little while, but I got these episodes done. Yeah, these episodes are just the final stuff related to the actual arc. I think it was in these particular episodes that. Let me look it up here because I think it was. I'm thinking it was these that got introduced to Olivier. I actually think I remember in the previous episodes get introduced to her. She's Major Armstrong's older sister. Once again to a fight over who gets the mansion, and she wins and she gets to be head of the family. Now they do introduce in the anime. Now this is not in the manga. Apparently they have a younger sister. We see her for one scene and that's it. We never see her again, and they don't bring up her name at all. They probably bring up in those shorts that I'll probably do in part 5. And we also get a chance to see the big brawl between the character father and the main character, which of course the main character wins. After battling him for many episodes, it takes like a good 5 or 6 episodes just to beat this guy. Yeah. And it turns out he was the one who was mentioned early on that apparently there was something wrong with alchemy in the country, which is the series is headed. Yeah, something was wrong. It turns out it was corrupted. And the character Scar, the guy who killed Winry's parents, actually first it started with Eric's father, Ed's father. He sort of started it by reversing it, and then Scar fixed it by purging it of all the corruption. Yeah, and then of course he tried to merge with God, with the Eye of God, which apparently they decided to open up a portal to space of all things. Trying to merge with God, it didn't work, especially since Valheim basically freed all the souls that were trapped in his body of the country. And it turns out that he's a philosopher's stone. He was revealed in a flashback that he's like several hundred years old. And and it is also revealed the name Elric is actually not their father's last name. Actually, it was their late mother's last name. Despite the fact, yes, they are Valheim's sons. Him and Al. The little girl, Princess May, she later becomes his girlfriend, anyways. And I gotta hand it to the anime for being very faithful to the source material, and the fact this was an action-packed, finale. And there was at certain points characters meeting up with each other. Like there's Edward and his group were fighting off these mannequins, and all of a sudden May drops in from the ceiling while being chased by Envy, and of course you also have Mustang and Hawkeye just popping in completely out of nowhere, and of course Mustang is trying to kill Envy because he's the one who killed May Hughes. Of course, also Maria Ross, who had not been seen in probably over 40 episodes, she finally comes back. And of course her name is McClear, and of course she's able to resume her life afterwards. And it's kind of implied her partner in the show kind of had a thing for her. But yeah, in the case of Mustang and Hawkeye, it's heavily implied these two have a thing for each other since they first showed up. And according to the writer, a marriage between these two is not out of the question, despite military regulations. Now, after they, of course, beat the character father, turns out his real name is Homunculus, even though it was a term for his artificial humans, which are basically named after the 7 deadly sins of man: greed, envy, lust, sloth, gluttony, and I think that was it. Though there was at one point greed was possessed by, Lynn basically became the host of greed for a while, and they got rid of greed excuse me, and Lin Fon, who was who is Lin's bodyguard, she does care about him. Kind of implied she's attracted to him, though they do show in the ending credits. I'll get to that in a minute. What happens to all the characters now? Vonheim, he finally dies in the penultimate episode of the series, though he's not the main character, so at least that's fine. And of course, the Elric brothers get returned, but mostly, Al gets returned to his original body, though he was skin and bones. So at first he decided to wait a bit, then he got his body back anyways. In the case of Ed, all he got was his arm back. His leg is still an auto mail because his arm was destroyed. So Al made a deal to get his brother's arm back by sacrificing his soul, though he did get to go back to his original body. Though Ed decided to get him back by sacrificing his alchemy. Okay, so yeah, he gave his alchemy just to get his brother back, though I guess they figured, though, that they probably didn't need it. Also, I thought this was a really awesome moment when Izumi, Curtis, and her husband met up with the Armstrong siblings. And, of course, Izumi's husband and Major Armstrong basically got into a bromance because, yeah, Major Armstrong admires the guy's muscles because the guy is so freaking bulky. It is so hilarious. And I kind of thought that either Izumi and Olivia is like, man, those two guys we both really care about. One, of course, is my husband, and the other guy is your brother, and those two guys are awesome. I guess they're having fun. Yeah, it just seems so hilarious, and the fact is, Izumi's husband, I don't remember the guy's name, though, and, of course, Alex Armstrong, defeating Sloth. Yeah, they're the ones who defeat Sloth. Of course, Lust is killed by Mustang. Greed, of course, is killed twice in the series. Gluttony is later killed by a bunch of other creatures. Pride is the only one not killed, surprisingly. Yeah, he gets turned to his true form, and of course he gets raised. Wrath, who is, King Bradley, he is defeated by a soldier and Scar. Yeah, it takes two people to beat him. It takes a while, but yeah, he does get beaten. Oh yeah, and apparently he does not remember his real name at all. Yeah, it turns out the name King Bradley was his name that he was just given. So, all in all, this was by far a really good series. And I'm kind of glad I got a chance to watch it because I was kind of interested because, I like the premise and I heard good things about it, so I figured, though, why not check it out? And lucky enough, I read the entire manga before I watched the series. Yeah, I've been doing the whole thing of reading the entire manga, or at least up to a certain point before the series starts. I've been doing that since Yu Yu Hakusho. I made the mistake of not doing that when I watched series like the Dragon Ball stuff, Naruto, Bleach. Though, in the case of One Piece, I waited until I got to volume 50 to finally start, watching the anime. Though at times the anime makes me remember stuff from the actual manga itself. Okay, I want to talk about the epilogue. Well, in the final episode, Winry and Ed do confess the fact that they're in love with each other, though he doesn't propose marriage to her. Of course, later on it's revealed in pictures in the sort of end credits that Ed and Winry do get married, and they have 2 kids. May, of course, gets a little bit older and gets with Al, who's in his real body, and apparently after eating some food, and he apparently put on a bunch of muscle over the course of at least for a few months. He put on so much muscle, and it shows that the fact that Ed is just a couple inches taller than his brother. After his brother being in that armor for several years, he finally, after I think it was about 8 years, I'm not sure exactly, I think it was about 4 or 5 years, he finally got out of it. Also, it's their teacher, who throughout most of the time she was seen in the series, she was seen spitting up blood because, she tried to form a human, I think it's transfusion to bring back her dead child. Though she apparently failed and she lost several organs and can't bear any more children. Though Vonheim did kind of, redirect her blood flow so she can stop spitting up blood, which does help her. Though he may not be able to replace her limbs, but he was able to get her stop spitting up blood, which gotta praise him for doing that. And Vonheim, who when he died, he sort of basically turned old and just died at his late wife's grave, which, yeah, out of all places for the character to die, that's an okay thing. And of course, it's shown in a picture that he gets buried next to his wife, which, not a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Also, Ling becomes the emperor of his country, with, of course, his bodyguard standing behind the throne. Of course, they took her late grandfather back to the Shing to bury him. Ao is with Mei. Of course, Mei looks like she's about her mid to late teens. Ao is about the same age. Excuse me, though, when she first gets a chance to see Ao in his human form, like in his true body, it's like she's very happy to see it, and not immediately reaction. I guess she was very happy that Al was very accurate to how describing his original body. God praise him for doing that. And also, I should point out the whole law of exchange. Like, I'm kind of like Ed. Just tell the woman that you're in love with her and propose marriage to her. They do kind of do the whole confessing feelings after the marriage thing. I don't know when that would happen. Of course, Winry is kind of like giving him honeydews, like fixing the roof with a hammer without his alchemy. He tried, but couldn't do it. Also, when he got his arm back, apparently he still has pieces of his automail arm in his shoulder. Yeah, some of it's still there even after his arm was fully restored, which is interesting though, the fact they actually did that. Yep. Let's see. What else? Yeah. With the main villain defeated, I guess they figure though that there's not really much else they can do for the series. Yeah. But all in all, great series. I highly recommend to people who are fans of, anime in general. Even if you never read the manga, I do recommend checking it out because it's just a really good series. But unlike some of the other anime that I reviewed, this one's not very long. It's only 64 episodes, which is about the same length as Shaman King, which is one of the most recent anime I reviewed. Yeah. As for the last, now I haven't reviewed that many series. They're like 100 plus episodes. The only ones I have reviewed that are the original Naruto series, Naruto Shippuden, Bleach, One Piece, Fairy Tail, Rurouni Kenshin, and I think that's it. Those are the only ones I have reviewed that are 100 plus episodes, at least some are over 100 episodes. Lately, a lot of my other series reviews, some of them don't go beyond like 30, 40 episodes. Yeah, this one basically went over 60, but it's a pretty good amount. I mean, the series I reviewed just before this was actually not that long of a series, and that was Soul Eater Not. Now, there was a series I watched just before this one, and that was Dragon Art Academy. I kind of like this series, but I have no desire to review it. It's an okay series, but here's kind of the thing. Despite the fact it was dubbed by Funimation, of course, this series, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, was also by Funimation. In the case of Dragon Art Academy, I didn't recognize any of the voice actors. I think there may have been one, but I think it was one of the other characters. I might do a review of that series at some point, but right now I just wanted to get this one done. So that's really it for this one. Good series. And my next part 4, I'll talk about the 3 OVAs that came with this particular series. Part 5, I'll talk about the shorts. Part 6, I'll talk about the animated film that's connected to this series, which takes place in episode 21. And part 7 will be the live action film. Yep. As for when I get a chance to read the original series, I don't know. I have no idea, but the next series I'm going to watch is going to be Hellsing Ultimate. Yes, I recently finished reading the manga, so why not check out this OVA series? Why not? It's not a bad idea. And if I get a chance, I'll probably check out the original series as well, which the original series was not very long. It's like 13 episodes. I don't know what it is with some anime where apparently 12 or 13 episodes is enough. Like, despite the fact there's plenty of material they can do, though in the case of what I've heard for Tokyo Re, it's only going to be, this season going to be 12 episodes, which I'm kind of like, that's like very short. Yeah, very short indeed. So, that's it for this video. As for when I get a chance to review the newest episode of Kuri, I'm probably going to review it tomorrow at the latest. I am going to watch it though. Yes, I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to review it tomorrow. But I'll review it tomorrow along with the newest chapter. Hopefully, anyways. And so, until I see my next video, this is of course my last video for tonight. Because it's getting kind of late, and despite the fact I have like 3 or 4 videos I wanted to do, but it's getting kind of late, and I kind of wanted to just be the last one for tonight. So tomorrow, Tokyo Re, and possibly Hunter x Hunter Attack on Titan reviews for those 2 manga chapters. Okay, but until I see you next video, bye.